Okay, for today, I will share with you a slide that I have when I also using the join a workshop on the smart city developments workshop. Yeah, so this is like the brain of a smart city that most we will highlight one of the technology landscape that establishing a lot of services for smart city, which is cloud technologies. Yeah, and also the technology around the cloud technology itself. Yeah, so let's discuss about it. So this is like we will discuss about the yeah, of course, the highlighting the smart city, but that we will highlight more in the technological aspects. Yeah, so we will discuss the definition smart city on the technology side, and then also the solution of the cloud-based smart cities, and then this is like what will be more discussed about the the environment that can be established, the functionality, and also the features that smart city should be have on the in the using the cloud technologies, and of course the applications. Yeah, what type of the application that we can run, we can develop, and also we can implement on top of the cloud technologies platform on the smart cities. And then also we will discuss about how we design it. Yeah, so hopefully it will make you more easy to understand about the how we implement the smart city, and us as computer science and others on the side of the of the people that may be interested on the smart city discussion. You can see how we can contribute to develop the smart city based on our own domain of knowledge. Yeah, so in the in the technology side and technological side, so actually in the smart city, like we has discussed before, of course smart cities can identify six main dimensions. Yeah, we can discuss about the smart economy, smart mobilities, smart environment, and then smart people, so smart living, and then the rest is smart government. But this is like the functional dimensions. Yeah, but how about the technology side? Yeah, so in the technology side, actually we have four components. Yeah, that we try to we can identify as smart cities on the technological definitions. Yeah, the first is actually the broadband. Yeah, so we delivering the broadband, and the broadband is like not only the bandwidth, yeah, but also the capacity, how the city infrastructure can be used for many purposes actually. Yeah, this is like not only just bandwidth but broadband. Yeah, broadband is mean like we open all the infrastructure is for many purposes, for multi purposes. Yeah, for example, we maybe like government will be invest like the high speed fiber optics networks across the cities, and then based on that infrastructure, we can use for many purposes here. For example, for connecting all the the regions, connecting the all the communities between the organization inside the governments, and then delivering infrastructure, the convergences between the electricity and also the internet and so on. Yeah. So that something like that. And also the most important thing is the broadband is also like, for example, they deliver the high speed Wi-Fi infrastructure across the cities. So they want to make all the people inside the city is connected to each other. So it's mean in the infrastructure we think about the the large computer network system that work together in single management system. And yeah, of course, the integration is one of the part that very important for smart cities. Yeah, but unfortunately, when we see like in Indonesia, for example, like in Yogyakarta, as example, so we still that in the one area of city, we can see that still we still divided into several zone of the network. Yeah, because of yeah, the provider is different. The government only provide maybe until the until the in the kelurahan and so on. So that would be the problem. So actually the broadband that establishing by the government is only for government purposes. Yeah. but the citizens, the people inside is that it can, if they want to join to the network, they should have the, another connection, additional connection. Maybe contact the provider, and then the provider will give us access to them, and then they will connect it to the network of the government. So that will be the problem. So even though that infrastructure, so it would be very interesting to see how it's worked. Yeah, so that we've been the broadband. Yeah, the most important thing is the broadband. Yeah, so yeah, it's computer networks. Yeah, the computer network that work in a large scales. And the second is about the power system. Yeah, the power system is like for example, the power is not only just electricity, for example. Yeah, it's also water supply, energy supply, and then and food supply, and so on. So this is will be like how the city can establishing their own power sources, and then they can independently running out the city based on their own energy powers, energy sources. So that will be the interesting one. Even you can see that in the several city in the world that using the smart city, they already set up their own power sources, generator engines, to supply that one. One of the city that already do that one, maybe like in Jakarta, Surabaya, and also in Bandung. Yeah, they have their own power plant that produce their own electricity to support their cities. Yeah, so that would be the challenge actually. Even the power plant is using the garbage for their commodity, and then produce the electricity based on that. Yeah, so that can be like that one. Yeah, so this is the power system. And then the next is site infrastructure. This is like the city is managed by the regions. Yeah, where you can see, maybe for example, this is we have a lot of district in the city. This is the business district, this is the education district, this is the citizen district, and so on. So based on that, it will be easy for us to see how the city will be managed. Yeah, but if it's very random, like today in our city, for example. Yeah, so this will we have a lot of difficulties when we want to manage in the good and in the good manners in the futures. Yeah, and the rest is in the land mobile. Yeah, so this is like the infrastructures that bring all the things that are mobilized inside the city. It can be monitored by the governments. So that would be like this is like the technology side actually, that support the existing of the 6 main access or dimension on the smart city, which is broadband, power system, site infrastructures, and also the land mobiles. So that would be the challenge. Yeah, if we have this one, so it's more easy for us to see how the 6 main access or dimensions can be established for smart city. Yeah, we can see from several a city that already have that all the integrated platform. Yeah, from Stockholm in Sweden, Tallinn in Estonia. In the United Arabians, Emirates, and then in the Seoul, and then Beijing, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, and San Francisco, New York is already have all this one. And I think in Taiwan also, the one of the biggest technology company built the smart city, new smart city in there. In China is also have a lot of things inherent in there. They built new city that already have their own capabilities for be the smart city. So that would be one of a lot of initiative that using the example from the existing one. So this is like we can learn from here. Then I think all of you already search this kind of what type of the example, and also the feature on every cities. So of course, the smart city, I had led that we want to solve a lot of problems. Why? Because yeah, we can see that you know, a lot of people will be live in the cities, and then the city will be generated the gross domestic brutto for nations, and then we have some a problem into the waters, into environment issue, and also other things, yeah. And also the, you know, the risk is occur when we are in the one place in a big, and a lot of people together in one place, so it would be a lot of things here. And also we also have a challenge that the advanced information technology implementation is also penetrate in the daily life of the peoples here, from the, you know, the social networks, and then the mobile users. We have a lot of things here. And in the other side, we also have some challenge when the disease spread out, and then the financial declining, and then we have also environment problem and other social problem. So we need a lot of things to solve that problem, to handle that problem, using the information, and then make good decision in the smart city. So that would be the, you know, the point that how actually the importance of smart city can be used for this purpose. Yeah. So this is like now we go to the, you know, the sixth role in the smart city. So I think oh no, there is. So when we see what actually the, you know, the characteristic of the smart city, the full characteristic that we can say that that city is the have the smart cities here. So we have the six roles actually, and the sixth role is consists of the from the government services, yeah, and then we also have the smart traffics, yeah, and then we also have the energy, water, and public utility, and then we also have the public health, public security, and also education. When we took a look about it, yeah, we have several services that need to be established for the city, that can be you know, can be say that the city is the have the smart city. Yeah. For example, is for the let's say from the smart governance, smart governments, yeah, they need to establish like public services, yeah, that easy to access for the citizens. So in the technology side, of course, in here we need a lot of technology to establishing that one, yeah. So this is like a public service that you know, like in Indonesia, like hey, to manage the need of the citizens administrative. Maybe we want to you know, to check which is we are in the same place, yeah, if our identity card is valid or not. So we need to have that kind of services. And then also we need to have the innovation of industries. So is there any industries in that cities? Yeah, industry is not always like manufacturing, but like the startup, like the technology based startup landscape is exists in there or not? Yeah, like in, I think in Malang, yeah, in Malang, yeah, they introduced Malang as a game development cities, for example, like Sukabumi or yeah, near the Bandung. I'm forget the area. And then we also have the capability to analysis of social problems. So using the technology, we have a big data, we have data analytics to do that one. And all the, you know, parameters or all the asset of the city identify on the geolocation system. Yeah, so it would be maybe like a Google Map version of the city, and then plan of urban public facilities. Yeah, we can manage all the public facilities that it's used for the citizens. Yeah, and then we also have the standard of green city, like carbon emissions, and then the oxygen level, maybe, and then the pollution and so on. We can monitor in every single point of environments. And then the decision making for the city development. So we have the open data, and then the city open the you know, the option to you know, to reutilize the you know, the data for make the decision making in the city more better and fast, and management of enterprises. So we lead the city not only just like government, but it's a big enterprise that we can work together. Yeah, and also the digital city management. Yeah, so that will be very very challenging actually for do that one. Yeah, of course to do this services, this point of view. So we need a lot of technology from the supply chain management system, cloud computing, desktop services, and cloud storage will be very very important for this. So that's why I think we cannot like say push the government develop their own data centers here, but they need to utilize the existing technology such that cloud computing and big data for be one of the main component for them. Yeah, and when we take a look again, like say that's for the government services. Yeah, for education we have the advanced training program. Yeah, the city need to know about the potential and the resource that exists in there, and then how they develop the resources, and then and after that they can make some program that can increase the training program that enhance the capacity of the resources. And and then we go to the next. This is like public security. Public security is most like the information system of the cities. Yeah, that let's say on the weather's condition, the traffic condition, maybe the some of the CCTV in the very strategic place can be accessed across the city, and then emergency situation we can detect in every day. And then the crowd, maybe in the crowd, potential of crowd things that maybe can disrupt some of the services in the city is also very important to see this one. And then also we need to smart security system. In several cities they implement like a biometrics identification system. Yeah, so people that just enter the city, they will identify by the face, maybe from the identity card that they bring, and then will be registered in the system, and we can see that that people has joined to enter in the city, in our city, and then we can monitor what the activities, and then if they do something not right, we can mitigate in the early stage here. And then of course the emergent system. So we have like say the panic button application that we have help. It's very easy for us to get the support from the public services from the government, for example. And then from the public health, of course, we need to have a complete healthcare system. Yeah, like the citizen already have the medical record, and then all the people know about the condition of the health condition of the peoples, and then they can see what happened, and then what the disease that now occurs in the city, and then what the management for handle to this issue. And also we also have the database for patients, medicine, clinics, hospital, the capacity, what the surgery, what is the ICU room situation, and also that there's very important things here. So it is very and so that's why we like we have a situation dashboard application that can bring together all the information about it. And then we also have the safety of food and medicines. Yeah, this is the supply, I think. Yeah. And then from the energy, water, and public utility, we need to have the advanced water management system. Yeah, so we can control from the sources, and then how the water will be treatment, and then deliver to the household and to the apartment, for hotels, or maybe for public services is also very clear to have the monitoring about it. Yeah. And then we also have the environment alarm system, especially in the city that have some potential from the natural disaster, like us in Yogyakarta, for example. And then we also have a carbon footprint management. It's very important too. Smart buildings, yeah, and then smart electronic grid is very important to handle. Yeah. And then for the smart traffic, yeah, we have the traffic requirements, service level, safe, comfortable, and environment friendly. Yeah. So we can monitor the train route, and then the flight route, and then the bus stop, and so on, situation, and so on. So it would be very easy for us to understand how if we have difficulty on the transportation issue. So in here, like we have a traffic management system, ERP, and then traffic prediction, traffic guidance, and also real-time traffic data. Yeah. So this is like actually the the six roles, and then which detailed parameter that need to be established in every main roles to have this smart city. So when we see this one, and this is this landscape, actually where we think about what the technology that we can bring all this together. Yeah. So I think, yeah, all the technology inside the industry 4.0 will be very potential to support this one, from cloud computing, big data, artificial intelligence, and then internet of things, yeah, blockchains, and maybe autonomous system. And then also we have like 3D printing, yeah, and smart grid and so on. It will be very helpful for us to using this one. So now our challenge is like for you and us, Pep and me, for in the computer science or another major, we need to think about how we can utilize all the technology to support these six roles. So that will be the challenge. Yeah. It's also same when you do your research, for example, for your thesis or others research. So the challenge is, if you are from the computer science, what your capabilities to support the implementation of the six rules. Of course, in our computer science side, we have all the technology, from the cloud computing, big data, AI, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and so on. So we can use one of these components of the technology, or combining all the technologies to support at least one of these issues. Yeah, that will be the challenge. Yeah, like we discussed last week about the open data platform, for example. Actually, it's mostly for government services. Yes, and then in that open data, we using the data management, we do using the big data issue technology to support and to handle that issue. So that would be the nice one. So your challenge is like connecting the six role of the smart city into the technology that can support and implement to support the implementation of the technology. Yeah, so that will be challenging for us. Yeah. Okay. So from this six rule, any question from you? Wait, I break a little while for tea. Okay, we have a good question, I think. Yeah, so I will try to discuss about it. Wait a minute. Okay, we have a good question from Atri, yeah, Wicaksono. What's Indonesia's biggest bottleneck for its region to advance as a smart city? Yeah, but yeah, I think one of the obstacles that we found in Indonesia, the first is about resources actually. Yeah. So the resources that I mentioned is two kind of resources. The first resources is the capability of the human resources in the government side. Yeah. So I think you already know that on the acceleration of the digital capabilities for government staff, for example, it's very hard. Yeah, they're very busy for daily and routine and administrative works. Yeah, so that they cannot think about the innovation and technology side, for example. So that will be the challenge. Yeah. And the second problem is the resources from I think like the resources that can help government to establishing the services on the smart cities. So that will be also the problems here. Because why it's happened, like us in university, we still have a lack of knowledge that giving the smart city knowledge and also the technology side of the in the our courses, for example. So in university, we still discussing a lot in the theoretical level, but how to implement it in the real situations, and then face the real problem that daily happen in the government, for example, is very far from our discussion in university. So that within the challenge, yeah. And the second problem of course, the technology side. Yeah. What I mean technology side is we are very fast to adapt the technology or product of technology that we use, yeah, which is smartphone or social media applications and so on. But the problem is when we only fast when we use the technology, but unfortunately, we are not fast when we need to develop and design by our own to establishing the smart city solution, for example. So that will be the challenge actually. Yeah. So that's why we need work together, yeah, between governments, university, startup, industry, and then focus on their own innovations and developments, and then bring together as the solution of the smart city. Like I give you as you're the task that I want you to identify what is this startup identify product and solution that exists in Indonesia, for example, and then can bring for the smart city solutions. Yeah, so that will be the challenge actually. Yeah, so that's will be the important things. Yeah, so yeah, that's my opinions. Yeah, so if any one of you have your own opinion, it's okay. Okay, so please, if you have any other questions. Okay, thank you. We can continue our slide, yeah. Okay, so let's discuss first about the infrastructures, yeah. So the infrastructure for support all the need on the smart city services, it will be very very detailed and very complex actually. Yeah. So we can see that we need a lot of services from the government hotline services, for example, digital city management, emergency system, city safety, environment monitoring, yeah, and then digital supply chains, digital post office, smart traffic, smart custom, yeah, and food safety, digital healthcare, digital social community, digital campus, and then we have also traveling services, digital monitoring, and then e-government services, government policy, and etc. So from this one, I think we need to support all of this system or information system need using software platform, yeah, like electronic citizenship, yeah, or we call e-citizens, enterprises, and also e-governments, yeah. So when we can see this one, of course, the main component of technology that we need to establish is actually in the cloud computing, yeah, because we can bring all the capabilities to of this application in one place. Yeah, we cannot imagine that if one of these services will be need one server, for example. So the city will be manage a lot of server to establishing the service. And in this case, it will be very complicated to manage. Yeah. So that will be the challenge for this one. So in here, we can see in here the illustration is we will have a city cloud and management center, which is this is like data center or operation center that work together to establishing all the services. Yeah. So that will be the next one. Yeah. So this will be the challenge actually. Yeah. So when in here, we need to see what is the infrastructure or architectures that we need to see this one. Yeah. So that will be your challenge actually and our challenge too. Yeah. How we can research and also develop this kind of technologies. Yeah. Yeah, in here, of course, we will need a lot of components here from the data center itself, which is inside data center. We have a computer network management. We have also the computer security. We also have big data managements and architectures, and then we also have a lot of things in here actually. Yeah. So let's discuss more here. So this is like the layer, the technology layer that we can establishing all that purpose here. So in here we can see that we have at least 4 layers here. The first layer is the layer that consists of tools or devices that use for generating the data from the mobile, IP phone, call centers, wireless facilities, internet, also in the camera, for example, RFID and sensor network. Yeah, so that will be the challenge actually. Yeah, so that will be the nice one. Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, so when we see this one, so we have a lot of sensor that can collect all the data from many sites and many objects in the city. The citizen movement, for example, and then you know the and then maybe and the CCTV that can monitor all the movement of the citizens, the transportations, the transportations conjunctions, for example, and also etc. So that will be the next one. Of course, to can collect all the data in from many and wide area. So we need technology that can connecting each other. So that's why in the communication layers we need the mobile networks, yeah, the internet, and also the cyber physics network. Yeah, you also can see that one the broadband, and then the high speed infrastructure will be very you're very important to establishing for establishing the capacity of the broadband. When you see this one, actually in this layer, the sensor layer, it will be used for function as the mobile's LAN. Yeah. So in here the communication is actually in the broadband side. Yeah, on the broadband layers. Yeah, because we need this one as capacity. If we have a capacity, yeah, it's okay. Okay. And then after that, we will have the data centers layers, yeah, or cloud city centers, or layer for the cloud itself from the data center facilities, of course, which is the data center is also not only just a physical data center, yeah, but also it also can be a virtual data centers. Yeah, like let's say we using the Amazon Web Services facilities or Google data center, for example, is okay. Or maybe our own data center will be more better. Yeah, and then we 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 have the cloud databases. Yeah, the cloud databases that can be the big databases in the single place, and then the cloud BI, of course. Yeah, and then the rest is the applications layers. It is the application that can be establishing all the services actually. Yeah, I'm sorry, my connection is getting slow. This one. Oh, sorry. Yep. So this is like all the services will be bring as applications, yeah, in the layer of application in the infrastructures. Okay. And so what is the when we discuss this one, why cloud computing will be the main component of this technology? Yeah? The cloud computing itself have some several capabilities here, from storage services, analysis services, economic scalability, access anywhere and anytime, and also the reliability and high performance. So this is what the offers of the cloud computing actually. When we have the cloud computing, of course, it will be very flexible for us, and will be wide open for many services that we can work and develop for supporting the smart city. So the challenge is when I continue the discussion from the other question before that, yeah, actually this is one of the obstacles. The cloud computing is not adapted yet, yeah, in the in the appropriate manners of the implementation in our government, yeah. And yeah, so that will be the challenge for us actually, how we can implement the technology in the cloud computing in the more more deep, yeah, for the governments. And then we also this one, yeah, so this is like sorry. And the why we use the cloud is, well, because this is the cloud can be they can as a bridge for every layer on the technology to communicate and transfer the data from the sensor into the storage, yeah. So it is like underlying sensor network and the upper layers of the applications, yeah. And it's more simple, yeah, and efficient, yeah, for many functions, yeah, in here. So that's why you can see that a lot of now technology that working together, and then the integration or the orchestration side is using the data centers here. So that would be the challenge actually for us, yeah, when we want to use this to do this one, yeah. And then we also have this capability, data services, yeah, because the data is not only from the citizen that enter the data into the information system, but also from the machine from the CCTV, from the sensor, and so on. So you can imagine when the technologies would be handle the many sources of data. So for this purpose, of course, the capabilities or the potential technology is on the cloud computing here, because we can bridge connecting to the IoT, we can bridge to the CCTV, we can bridge to the smart home devices, and etc. So that would be actually the nice one, yeah. So you can let's deep analysis what kind of technology that can bridge all the things together here. So that would be, I think, one of them is cloud computing. When we talk like big data is only for data gathering and then analyzes the data. But to integrate all the data is only maybe cloud computing, which is inside of it. Also, we have also the network layers here to bridge the network data communication between the devices and so on. Yeah. And then the next is always this one. It's also this one. Yeah, this is easy access. Yeah, easy access is when we use the cloud. It is give the opportunity every single person or every single users can use the services directly from their own devices, from home, from the office, from the backyard, and so on. So that will be very easy for us to use that one, because the the access that can be more easy for the user, which is citizen. And then of course the efficiency. The efficiency is very important, because we need to have a fast response, fast delivery of data, and so on. Yeah. So that would be the nice one. When we took a look about it, so we can understand that the core layers, data services, easy access, and efficiency actually is one of also the quality parameter, how the user of smart city need to use can use the facilities of the smart city, which is can be delivered by the technology, um, which is cloud computing. Yeah. So that will be the challenge. Yeah. So that will be so that would be the actually we found the matching parameter between the user parameter and then the technology parameter. So that will be challenging for us. Yeah. Yeah. And then the next is yeah. So this is like the component, how the orchestration of the the cloud technology can establishing the capability to integrate all the devices that we can as data collection devices in the environment of the city, and then bring us to we can bring together here. So in this case actually, and the cloud will be and the networks a cloud data bridge here that collecting all the connection from the devices and then transmit all the data into one place. Yeah. And then of course the cloud services every in the infrastructure will bring the capabilities to have virtual resources. So we have a lot of what I want to say is we have a capability to scale up our server in many numbers of servers in one place. And in also in the same time we can establishing all the service in this very instant way. Yeah. And we doesn't need to invest the hardware and then and other investment things that we can use. So we have also the efficiency of the cost and other things. Yeah. So in here, what we want to say that the cloud have capability to bridge and integrate all type of data and work as ETL between city cloud and the sensors. Yeah, so we can like define which data that came from the CCTV, from the traffic light, the sensor, the underground, from the bus, yeah, and etc. Can you imagine that one? All the bus in the city have the sensor to see how the movement, what the emission of the carbons, and we can say that all the traffic light is also monitors, yeah. All the conjunction will be have CCTV. In the public space, we have the CCTV. When we in the river that cross in the middle of the city, we have also sensor for flood and so on. So all the things, the environmental things, we can monitor in one place, yeah, in the same times. And of course, using replication, sharding, and other techniques, the data center will be provide variable data services, yeah, so that will be the potential things, yeah. In here's why, from the next curriculums, our lab, in our computer system and network lab, we decide that data center will be one of the majors that we offer to the student. So you can see how the data center can do replication, how I can do the sharding things, the other technique that can provide reliable services for many purpose, for us enterprises, for smart city, and etc. Yeah, so that will be the challenge actually. And then the cloud databases is also one of the important things, yeah, because yeah, cloud databases introduce the state-of-the-art database technology into the cloud, yeah. The most important thing of the cloud database is sharing capabilities, yeah, and then provide the same interface, yeah, as previous commercial DB, and can be created on the system without modifications, yeah, and then provide a unified framework for supporting various database workload, yeah, and yeah, of course, it is very friendly to both the end user and the third-party developers, yeah. So in here, we have a query interfaces. We also have our OLTP controllers, and also the analytic controllers. Yeah, and then, yeah, and the Cloud DB have the elastic execution engines. Yeah, and then storage system also, and also we can implement using the virtual machine environment and infrastructure management. So that will be the good one. So I suggest you, if you like to use or research for your thesis on the smart city, so we can think about how the architecture of the cloud for supporting the smart cities, yeah. And also the second part is the database design for it, yeah. And of course, the cloud engines, we can, you know, using like for like using the common one. Let's say using the Amazon services, for example. Yeah, yesterday I just discussed with them, the guys from the Amazon, and then we have information. They have a lot of information and product and services about it. Yeah, so it is, I think it's very efficient if we can use one of the product. So the cloud databases is actually is the work is in the distributed models, yeah, and then it's also efficient because it is using the parallelisms, and reliability is achieved by replications, yeah. So of course, when using the cloud database, it will be more secure on the data because the data will be distributed and then will be replicate and then duplicate, but in the good manners, and then we have the reliability of the data is very high, yeah. So that would be the nice one actually, yeah. And of course, the network management will be one of the challenge for us, yeah, to design in the good way. So this is like the Kelly Grab Base Cloud Index, yeah. So this is like the, you know, the infrastructures, how we make the design of the network management system that can be establishing from the smart city. In here, we think about how we want to ensure that all the nodes will be connected each other and without any interruption that can make the services is disrupt, yeah. That will be, so that's why this is like, you know, a combination between star, ring, yeah, and also another network topologies that work together to bring the quality, yeah. So of course, is to support efficient real-time OTP queries, a cloud index is built. The cloud index organizes the cluster node into the abstract daily graph, yeah. And of course, using implement a different routing protocol can be implemented on top of the daily graph, yeah. And of course, the conventional database such B3, R3, and hash can be efficiently supported by such routing structures. Yeah. So yeah, this is what of the one of the nice, a very interesting topics that we can observe for thesis actually when we discuss in the smart city. I have one of PhD student that worked also in this case, but for Aero City. Yeah, so like the area from the airport area, that not only just for airport itself, but also we have a business zone, we have a living zone, we also have commercial zone, and bring together a smart network. Yeah, so that will be also the next one. So I think there's a lot of things here, and of course we also work on the cloud, but for big data, big data processes. Yeah, why not? We can use that one. Big data is not only in the place in the physical place, but also we can build in the cloud. Yeah, so this is like the how it can be used here. So we can see how it can work. Yeah. So that would be from the MapReduce, and then the OLTP using the data cube, and real-time data can be working on the MapReduce processes. Yeah. So yeah, of course, we can do the real-time processing, depend on the how the way of the data will be came across to our system. Yeah. And then the next one is, of course, we also have the capability to see the profiling people. Yeah, so this is like the using several algorithms. So if you like to using the like social network analysis, yeah. So we want to see one of the people is related with to others, and in what context. So it will be very challenging for us to have this kind of kind of the analysis, yeah, because it's very important. Yeah. And then we also have the cloud business intelligence. Yeah, so we can see what the parameter with that something happened in the some issue, so we can analyze this a lot of it. And you can imagine it will be very wide range implementation if we can collect or connect in a lot of aspect of the information system or of data sources in the city. Yeah. From the why it's happened, like why we have the the electricity problems in our area, and without any information before from the PLN, for example, and when we realize it's not the fault of the PLN actually, but because of the maybe crash of one of the channel that bring the electricity to us, for example. So we can see what happened actually. Yeah. So this is like the BI using the big data too. Yeah. This is like the leveraging the cloud into more deep. Yeah. We can produce a lot of information and also others. Yeah. And in the applications, I think, yeah, we will have a lot of potential to have this application. Yeah, let's say for logistic management, food safety, environment monitoring, and also in the healthcare. Yeah. So yeah, you can see this one. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not very clear. Yeah. Okay. But this is like the information system across the city will be bring together, and then we can see what happened when, for example, in one store we have out of stock for rice, for example, for some commodity. We can see how about the fluctuation of the price of the chili in the fresh market, for example. Yeah, today they raise about 150,000 in kilogram, for example. So that will be very dangerous for us, yeah, something like that. And a lot of things here. We also have a food safety. Yeah, we need to have the monitoring all the commodity that we can see this one. That in Indonesian word like 9 bahan pokok is will be very important, yeah, to have this one. So this is like, yeah, the idea for you also for taking the research on it on the food safety. Yeah, you can do some food collections. Yeah, you can collect from the database from the supplier, retailer, and customer, and then import it to the city cloud data centers, and then go to your storage, and then food data integration. You make a link with historical data, production data, and also etc. And then we can transform and store in the cloud DB, and then you design your analytic model, and then you can implement on it, and then we have the analysis and visualization, of course. Yeah, so that's really how it's worked when we do the food safety. I'm very interested in this case. Yeah, actually how we can monitor all the price of the 9 bahan pokok in the fresh market in Indonesia, and then we can see what happened actually in the fluctuations. Yeah, so if we can have that big picture, I think more easy for us to manage the food safety. Yeah, especially now we came across like maybe in the short time we will have a Ramadan, and then we have the Lebaran and so on. So I think that will be the event that can trigger the food safety will be more attention for us. Yeah. Okay. And then we also have environment monitoring. Yeah, display sensor among the river to collect temperatures, water pollution, fish type and numbers, and also plants, flooding detection, and so on. So yeah, it's also I'm with Pak Lukman Awaludin working together now. We'll be implement the early warning system for flood in some river in Bantul. So I think that will be our journey too. Yeah, to see actually what we can use for it. And then especially for healthcare, it's very important. Yeah, like in pandemic. Yeah, we need integrated system actually that can bring together all information of the facilities. Yeah, across the city. Yeah, so that will be also one thing. Yeah. And yeah, of course. Yeah. So yeah, so that's our discussion from the first first topics for that we want to discuss this today. Yeah. Any discussion or questions?